we're gonna do some kind of a introduction ourselves, you know.
WOMAD, I'm reborn. You know how it is.
The feds have caught up with you now.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it was Josh the whole time.
Even I did.
Yeah. Even our very special guest, Alcaraz, did, who have just come in to join us and have a chat after playing an awesome show. Excellent earlier in the day. How you feeling post-show?
We're good, man. It was extremely hot.
Yeah.
Like really, really hot. Probably the hottest show we've ever played.
Yeah.
But it was good. Really good crowd energy, crowd response. I'm surprised the people came out in that heat.
Yeah, we're determined here. We love our WOMAD Adelaide.
They love their rock and roll.
Yeah. And whereabouts are you guys from as well? I've just had the interview mix thrown in, so sorry if I'm asking you some unresearched questions.
No.
But whereabouts are you from?
No sweat, man. We're Al-Qasar. We're multi-continent psychedelic collective.
Yeah.
The lineup that played today is French, American, Armenian, Turkish.
Wow, that's quite a blend. How did you all meet?
I mean, how did we all meet? I mean, it's not very interesting.
Okay.
My answer is not gonna be cool. It's just, over the years, just like playing in many different projects. Sibel's who's here with us today. Hello, Sibel. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Welcome to the show. I'm the host now. And Sibel's from Turkey. We both live in Lisbon, where we started collaborating last year. The rest of the band's based in Paris, France, which is for music a very international place with lots of influences from North Africa, the Middle East. So
so you'll bring your own flavor to the table and then try and work out what can work together. Is that part of the process? You might have different musical ideas that you love personally, but then is the challenge to kind of like mesh them all in a way that makes one cohesive whole?
Yeah, I mean, at heart we're a psychedelic rock band.
Yeah,
this is the the recipe, but we do integrate many influences from the Middle East and North Africa. Yeah, and also we collaborate with a lot of people from the Middle East and North Africa.
How do those influences actually come out in the music? Is it in the tones you use or just what you're going for in a vibe?
Well, first of all, the lyrics are in Turkish and Arabic. So that's, the let's say the obvious thing you notice. And then the scales we use are all Arabic and Turkish makams, which, are just for people who don't know, they're the scales that have microtones in them, We're in Australia, so we can talk about a king gizzard, which people
and that little microtonal banana.
Yeah, but it's really interesting what they're doing because they don't know anything about traditional Arab or they're just doing their own thing. So like some people are like shocked, but I'm just like, wow, interesting, Yeah.
And to fresh ears, when you're hearing that without the tradition that comes with it or any of the culture, it's
exactly.
so jarring in a way.
That's super cool. But but we come from that tradition, so we respect it. And so like even though we play rock, psych-rock, it's like loud, heavy and so on, we still play with the traditional scales and so on in a way that really pays respect to the tradition.
How would you describe the effect when you're listening to music with microtonal notes and playing with microtonal tunings? Do you have a way that you could describe for the people listening in what the difference is in the sound that you hear with the microtuning, and maybe even just a specific kind of definition of exactly what that means?
Well, it's pretty easy to explain. You can really simplify it by saying, okay, in Western scales, there's a space between two notes. In the Western scale, we have 12 notes. Between each note, there's a half step. This is the distance, In Arab and Turkish music, there are notes in between those steps. In Indian music, there's many notes between those steps. In Arab and Turkish music, there's one. But the thing that makes it a bit complex is that it's the flavor really changes with the region. It's not like you take that frequency difference and divide it by 2 and the note is right there in between.
Yeah.
It really changes depending on the region you're in. Like, Sibel, you're from Turkey. The Turkish quarter tone is always really sharp. It's not really 50%. It's more like 75%.
Yeah.
In Al-Qasar, we use the Turkish saz, traditional Turkish instrument, and the way the frets are placed are for the Turkish quarter tone.
Yeah.
And
You know, we are intense people. So intense people, they want to feel like everything actually. So this is the best, I think, explanation about it. So
you want to be able to feel all the notes in between the notes in the way you would feel every moment.
This is the best explanation.
Fantastic.
You just killed my 10-minute definition.
He asked for a scientific answer and you gave the emotional answer.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what it makes you feel. It's
Yes.
important in the music.
Yeah, we want to fight, we want to laugh, we want to like scream, we want to do everything, and so every note's like little by little. So it means everything. So that's why we want like using like many like quarter tone, and so this is how like this.
So it's great that you've got this live music avenue to channel all of this passion into, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, we're really trying to like, because this is the music we love. We're all from different cultures, but this is the stuff we love, and it's like it's really fun to play it on stage as a rock band, where you can really like, play with your soul, like go all out and just like play really loud, really communicate with the crowd and so on,
There's something to having that amplified music as well, that just when you're on the stage and you really feel it in your heart, just changes.
Yeah,
everything.
for sure. And and like we're by contrast, like we also love electronic music. Like there's a lot of we all have other projects and so on, but it's really cool to be in a rock band. Like,
What are the big music scenes in your respective countries? What are the kind of more popular genres? Like, is psychedelic rock a big thing across the board? And if so, and if not, what are some of the other kind of big musical scenes that people might or might not know about from your hometowns?
Yeah, there's definitely a big psych scene in Europe. I mean, the whole like neo-psych revival, kind of like initiated by the Brian Jonestown massacre and so on towards the late 90s. This definitely hit Europe, like all those like Austin, LA bands are super popular in Europe. Many European bands or went in that direction in the early 2000s, 2010s, and they're doing well,
Yeah.
So, for me, this is a scene that I love because that's the scene I grew up in, I was living between France and the US, so I was really involved in many psychedelic bands. But for us today, Al-Qasar, we're part of, I think the psych scene is really cool musically, but, it's maybe not that in touch with the zeitgeist, we're more interested with the blossoming Arab scene in Europe right now. You have a lot of Arab DJs, Turkish DJs and musicians too, who are, crossing borders and, doing, I guess that scene is mainly electronic, but you have also a lot of rock, electro rock and so on. There's so many cool bands that are doing like really new sounds. Some of them do integrate psych stuff, like, I don't know, like, just to a few examples, Gaye Su Akyol, really cool Turkish singer from Istanbul. She, it's like awesome psych-rock with Turkish influences. La La La, and as another awesome band from Istanbul who's actually, the guy from La 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 is the boyfriend from Gaye Su Akyol. Acid Arab, French Arab band, like really, really hard-hitting house, acid house music, but always inviting really cool musicians from the Middle East. So this is the scene we're really interested in. And this is the scene for us that is a bit more interesting because it has a real message. There's something political behind it. There's something a bit deeper than just like, let's smoke weed and jam. I mean, that's all good. I love that, but it's I think we're also searching for a bit more meaning in music.
Yeah. It's a scary world out there, and it's good to have people that can channel, their message in a way that is accessible as well. Because, if you're playing music to clubs with a political message, then, you can even accidentally learn something, I guess, along the way while you're out there having fun. Very cool. And yeah, I feel like you're touching upon the influx of psych bands. And I feel like that is probably why a lot of Australian bands do well as well when they go over to Europe. You mentioned, King Gizzard and, even your bigger bands, your Tame Impalas and your, like all of the...
Yeah, Tame Impala is like really important in the development of psych in Europe and America, like no question.
Yeah, it's cool to see bands like that being able to headline, in a age where a lot of the big festivals are often headlined by, not there's anything wrong with pop and rap stars, but it's good to have a few bands in the mix as well.
For sure.
Just
It's real rock, it's like,
Yeah.
whatever you think of Tame Impala. Yeah, I feel the same way you do.
Yeah.
It's fun to see a real rock band headlining a massive festival. Yeah.
Yeah, hits you with a force, and I feel like that's something this festival here, WOMAD does well with its awesome eclectic lineup, and it's been very cool having you part of not only the show but also the festival at large.
Awesome. We're playing again Monday night.
Excellent. And actually, before we let you know, let's do times and also what's coming up for the band as well. Could we do like a quick plug if there's any albums coming out or any other information people would like to know about you?
Yeah, so we're doing a world tour this year. Next stop is going to be Uzbekistan and Turkey. Then we're going to announce a lot more dates in Europe, America, Canada. And we're currently working on a covers EP. Today,
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, we played a Depeche Mode cover that Sibel sang in Turkish.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And we're doing this like 5-song EP. Each song is going to be sung by a special guest. I can't say more at the moment, but it's really exciting.
Yeah, you really just thrive on collaboration, don't you? It
Oh,
goes
for
so
sure.
far, yeah.
That's what's fun,
Can you tell us any of the songs that you'll be covering in the EP, or is that a secret too?
We
I mean-
just say the one. So
Yeah, so Sibel, you did Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode in Turkish.
Yeah.
And our friend Al-Qasar, who's a Sudanese-American singer-producer, who we collaborate with a lot, she will be on this EP too. We're working on a cover of Hamza ad-Din, who's a Nubian oud player and singer.
Awesome.
And this is Al-Qasar right there. Like, we can take like super folk traditional stuff, but we can also take Depeche Mode, and we can all like make it fit together.
Yeah, they are great. The old Depeche Mode, and you guys were great as well. So it's been a real treat chatting with you, and good luck on Monday as well for your next show.
thank you.
Awesome.
All
We'll be there.
Jump into some music.
Yeah, you're on 3D Radio. We're also broadcasting live through the Community Radio Network.
Hi.
And this is Sham System